Hey guys, Lunch Money Comics here, hunting for comic books with my son, not at a flea market, at a comic book convention. Excited?
Yeah.
All right, let's go check it out. Wow. Hey, Deadpool. Hey, Jack.
How's it going?
Yeah. And they just static stick to the
Penguin,
stuff.
Jack.
So these are like it.
How is that not awesome?
But it was really cool. Hey, look at that. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Stand a little bit more to your left. There you go.
Bull.
thought it
Yeah. Cool. Oh, yeah. That's some talent.
That's a cover shot, my friend. Look at that.
So, me and Jack just got a fist bump from the original drummer of the Beatles, Pete Best. So, pretty cool.
Oh, Loki, Thor, just keeps
I
going.
do like the Stan Lee one. That's cool. I like the X-Men. That is
like
crazy.
molded on the helmet. I just stay away from those other ones.
Oh, lost Jack the Pokemon cards once again. We get it through here. By the cosplayers. Excuse me, girls. Wow. Cool. Oh, I like that.
Oh, going up.
Cool. Early Daredevil. It's very cool. That's cool.
Me? I'm all over the place.
First, Smart Hulk. First appearance of Scott Lang and Cassie Lang. What do you got on that? 180?
We'll do about 70.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty sharp too. What do you think, buddy?
First
Yeah.
rate.
Yeah, man, I just want to take off. Nice. Oh, I just want to look at it. Wow, that is clean.
Got good color.
Wicked good color.
Yeah, that is great.
The guy opened it up once to look in the center, make sure the value stamp and everything was there. And
Oh, first Craven, Jack. First Craven. First Black Knight. That's a big one. Oh, first Black Panther right there. Wow. It's a pretty book, huh? Wow. First cap in the Avengers, first cap, Silver Age cap,
That's
right?
actually.
Wow. Really big book.
We got 2 days ago, Spider-Man 1 and Fantastic Four 4, two really big books. They just came in 2 days ago. So happy to
Wow.
for the show. So the variant cover.
Yeah, I'd say so. These are all slab books. Oh. That's cool. So this actually predates the Hulk. This is the first version of the Hulk. It's not the Hulk we know, but it's the first mention of the name. Wow. There you go.
Who's
All right, Jack, take out your $18,000 for your lunch money.
Let your son hold it for you. That makes a nice picture. If you'd like to do that.
Here, you want to hold a 9.2? Here, it's $18,000 comic
I
books.
don't know. 101, 9.4.
Wow, what's the price on that one?
I know those blank white covers designed to be drawn on.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty.
Thing is, when you go through your life, you remember. Because I didn't start buying comics until I was like 12 years old.
There's some limited ones. I finally found a guy who used a laser printer to make exact replicas of.
Digging through some Avengers books, buddy.
And I took the Mylar.
That's cool.
They're all like. You have this one. They're all like the.
Spidey.
The late 100s.
That's great. Jarvis. Jarvis takes over.
Unbelievable. There's a guy selling them now.
Who's that? I've never seen that one.
That's insane. I'm not gonna get it. But they do go for about $1,500 to $2,000.
Hey,
Yeah, you love this one. You have it
I
signed.
love that one.
You have it signed.
Hold on, wait. I was told by Jim Shooter that this is Rob Liefeld's favorite Avengers comic book. True.
DCS doesn't give qualified.
Oh, hey, what
There he is. What's going on, bud?
How's it going, man?
Good. There it is. Let me look at it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, competition.
Yeah.
No, that's all right.
That's a friend of mine.
Hey. Yeah, there's the other one. That's what I was eyeing. Sorry, pal.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Is she filming some videos there?
You kept the rifle by the door in case any grizzly bear showed up. Yeah, exactly. I was there. The World Series of Star Wars on the air on the network television. So I'm looking for the stuff the Hunting Day Star Trek. The Falcon, sure. Right. And I'm
Oh,
doing
yeah,
this,
that was fun.
And I'm pointing. I'm going. Hey, I'm going through that. I go, I got a sub hatch here. She goes, I got a fender because we knew about the kit bashing. Most of the fans today don't know about the kit bashing. Okay, so the volunteers or whoever were like watching.
Wanted that one for a while.
Star Trek geek cheesy. The gang that came from Weta for the show.
Winery.
Halloween party at my house. That was yeah. And I live in Salem, so yeah, we got on a good mix. The real. Yeah. Wish me luck getting home today. Yeah, that was
First cable. You're going past it, though. What you got there, pal?
The first Forge.
First appearance of Forge? $5? Sweet. All right. Go grab it. There you go.
No, that's a nice one. Great
It is.
colors.
Oh, that's the best part about it.
Yeah.
No. You want to know what the best
Yeah,
part
it's the
about
first
all
Forge,
these
buddy.
ones, especially old and early Silver Age?
Jack, what do you think of this
Take
book?
them out and go.
Oh yeah.
And you can smell the pulp.
Dust mites and vanilla.
I've been eyeing this book for a while.
Ah.
Yeah, it's more of like this one, first Grandmaster, first Squadron Supreme, or Sinister Supreme.
Yep. That's first Jubilee, and that's the
yeah.
black and white cover. So.
Yeah, so
Okay, so we got.
yeah, I love trading too. It's always fun.
Yeah, well, this works out for me. So. It's 20 years from now regretting it. So think carefully.
This one is pretty beat up. All right, I like trading though, so it's fun. Hey, appreciate it.
Great.
Good trade.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Good
Yep.
dealing with you again.
Yeah. All right, so we got that one, which is a great cover. That one, which you already have. Sinister. Okay. Good deal.
All right.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, let me get it. All right, guys. So we just left the comic book convention. I ended up trading like for way more than I actually bought. We got some autographs. You got some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. All in all, just like a really great time. I got some really good books, and we'll have to show you guys when we get home, right? Mm-hmm. All right, see you at home. So there you go, guys. That was New England Super MegaFest, a pretty awesome comic book show. But before we talk about it, if you like this sort of stuff, make sure you go down and hit that like button, leave us a comment,
and consider subscribing.
You heard the man. So that was New England Super MegaFest. MegaFest. So that was New England Super MegaFest in Westford, Massachusetts. Pretty awesome. Gosh, stop it. It was a pretty big comic book convention. It was over 3 days, but we were there for like, 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, and there was just insane comic books there, of course, but there were also, cosplayers, there were actors, there were artists and writers, there were collectibles dealers. I mean, they had a little bit of everything for everyone. And yeah, I think some of the crazy celebrities we actually met Pete Best, the original drummer of the Beatles. Not sure why he was at a comic book convention, but we gave him a fist bump nonetheless. We bumped into Ross Marquand, who is an actor. A lot of people know him as playing Aaron in The Walking Dead. He also does lots of voice work, like on the show Invincible. But most comic book people know him from playing the Red Skull in Avengers Infinity War, in Avengers Endgame, taking over the role from Hugo Weaving. He was also the voice of Ultron in the What If series. What a delightful person he was. We had like the best conversation with him. Really cool dude. They had like other actors, like almost the entire cast of the 1979 film The Warriors. They had, people doing live podcasts. Really, I mean, it was just an awesome convention. There was so much to do and so much to look at. And then we also got to look at some pretty awesome comic books. We had, some, simple long boxes with cheap books all the way up to people with like, $1 million worth of comic books at their table. You held a 181, Hulk 181. How much was it?
$18,000.
$18,000 comic book he held, and I don't think that was the most expensive comic book this guy had. Just an awesome, awesome convention. I think one of the kind of highlights of it, we got to meet a really cool artist. It's Larry Stroman. I know Larry from being the artist of X Factor later on when they had the new team. And so yeah, we had him sign X Factor 71. He kind of joked that he's known for, drawing X Factor, but he only did like 4 or 5 issues. But still, really cool guy, great conversation. He had some original art, which in retrospect, I feel like I should have got one. He had an awesome painting of Nightcrawler that would have looked great on the wall behind me. But lovely person, great individual. So we looked at a lot of comic books before we committed to buying anything. We sort of just did, loops over and over again, trying to see which comic books we'd want to spend money on. I was looking for like 1 or 2 really big books to add to my collection. Jack was looking for, anything to fill out his sort of small collection. But I went in there, looking for a really big book, and I saw some pretty big books. One that I was really teetering on back and forth was actually Fantastic Four number 46, graded in a 5.5. It was a friend of mine actually had the book. Jeremy E. Dream Universe is what he goes by. Really great guy. I got my Giant Size X-Men number 1 from him. He was going to give me a fantastic deal on this book. Great book, great price. Couldn't pull the trigger on it. I was also looking at several Hulk 181s. Before anyone asks, which they always do in the comments, why I didn't buy a book with like 4 or 5 figures on it. 1, I don't have that much lunch money. And 2, I want to remain married to his mom, because that would have been the end of that had I bought an $18,000 comic book. And we found this individual who had some really great books, and I found out he was from Salem, Massachusetts, right down the street from where I grew up. And he had great books at great prices, and he's also was very amenable to trading, and I had a whole bunch of trade books in my backpack. So while I was sort of talking with him and trading for books, Jack was looking through his long boxes, and he found a book at a great price. You want to show him what it is, buddy?
I found X-Men 184.
Uncanny X-Men 184, and what is the significance of that?
It's the first appearance of Forge.
First appearance of Forge. Just like I kind of collect first appearances of X-Men, Jack's also into that. And Forge is a great character. I mean, I feel like he's a very underutilized X-Men character. I know he's now currently on the current X-Men team, but, he's a really cool character that, like, straddles the line between, being a super technological-minded person, but also, like, dabbling in magic. And he's one of those characters that, like, never lives up to his fullest expectations. He sort of laments about it a lot, but he's a really cool character. I think they should do some way more in X-Men comics. And how much did you get this for, buddy?
I got it for only $5.
$5. That's a great deal. $5 for a first appearance of Forge. I think he's a character that's going to continue to make appearances, and I hope writers use him more and more. I think this book will go up in value.
I agree.
Good choice, buddy. So, as you saw in the footage, though, I was dealing with this vendor while Jack was buying that, and I had taken out my trade books, and it's a lot of times when you're trading, especially with someone who it's their livelihood to sell comic books, oftentimes they don't give you very equivalent like trade value. They'll give you like 50% its worth. And which is kind of a bummer. You're hoping to kind of get closer to like a 1-to-1 trade. This guy was pretty close to 1-to-1. So he went through my box. He took out the first appearance of Jubilee, which is a comic book. If you saw a previous video, I actually traded for that one with a book I also traded for. And I also had, he took out my old Spectacular Spider-Man 101. I have several copies of that. I got one at a yard sale. He took those out, and with a little bit of extra cash, I was able to get a book that's been on my list for so long, guys. It's the Mighty Avengers number 69. The significance of this is that this is like a triple or quadruple key, depending on how you look at it. This is the first appearance of the Grand Master, who is a character we saw in Thor Ragnarok, played by Jeff Goldblum. It's also the first appearance of the Squadron Sinister, and the Squadron Sinister is later, you know, the Squadron Supreme, sort of the Marvel version of the Justice League. So this book here at the end is a cameo appearance, first appearance of Hyperion, Nighthawk, Whizzer, and Dr. Spectrum, which are basically pastiches of, you know, Superman, Batman, Flash, and Green Lantern. It also has Kang the Conqueror right there on it. It also has the Uncanny Growing Man. This is an awesome book. I've wanted for a long time. And anyone who watches my channel knows I love the Squadron Supreme. So this is a great book I've had my eye on. And with trade, I ended up getting it for, you know, 25 bucks. He had a sticker on it for $100. So really cool that I could trade things I basically got for nothing for a book that I really wanted to add to my collection. Pretty cool, buddy?
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. So after I made that trade, though, I had some other books that were in the car. I went back and got some of the Captain America books that you might have seen in a previous video, old Silver Age books. There was one that he gravitated towards. It was Captain America 116, which is the comic book before the first Falcon appearance. And I was digging through the X-Men books, as I always do, and I found a book I really liked. And this is the Uncanny X-Men Number 140 from 1980. This is a Chris Claremont, John Byrne collaboration. Really cool cover with Wendigo right there. And he was willing to do a 1-to-1, but this isn't in the best shape. And he's like, oh, grab something that's like, you know, 10, 15 bucks to kind of bump it up. And we were getting ready to leave at the time, so I just reached over and reached into the first box I saw, and I pulled in X-Force number 2. This, of course, is the second appearance of Deadpool, cover art by Rob Liefeld. Deadpool's really big right now, as everyone knows, and I didn't have this book, despite having pretty much the whole early run of X-Force. So, yeah, I was able to trade that one Captain America book that was in pretty bad shape for 2 books that I really wanted. So I think I did pretty good there too, right? It's not that funny. Finally, as we were about to leave, we're out in the hallway, and I still had some books, you know, my trade books in my backpack, and this guy had a big sign that said, "We buy comic books." So I thought, hey, you know, take a look at my books, maybe we can trade for some. So we went through, and he grabbed 2 of the other Captain Americas that I got recently, and what was the other one he grabbed?
Oh, first appearance of Mr. Sinister.
First Mr. Sinister, good job. Yeah, Uncanny X-Men 221. So he grabbed that too, and he kind of gave me like a decent offer what trade would be. You know, at the time I'm looking behind him, trying to see if there's any comic books that I really liked, and I didn't see many that like were really jumping out to me. And I said, if I did trade, would you do better? He's like, oh yeah, definitely. And then I kind of looked at directly behind him, sneaking out, peeking out a little bit. I saw a book that's been on my list for a long time. It's a good book, right? Mm-hmm. And I pulled this one out. This is Daredevil Number 16 from 1966. This is the second team up between Spider-Man and Daredevil. The first one, of course, being Amazing Spider-Man number 16 with Daredevil in the yellow suit. And this book I've wanted for a while. It's a fantastic early Daredevil, which I love. I also love early Spider-Man. But the main significance of this is that this is the first time John Romita Sr. drew Spider-Man. And most people know that John Romita went on to illustrate Spider-Man all through like the late 1960s, early 1970s. Very iconic covers and art by him on Spider-Man. This is the first book that he drew Spider-Man on. So really great book. And I was able to trade those 3 books plus a little bit over $100 to get this guy here. You know, it's not in the best shape. It's pretty beat up. It's probably like, you know, probably graded like a 4. It does have a stamp right here in the middle of the cover for an address in Green Bay, Wisconsin, which I thought was actually pretty neat. Let me know in the comments, anybody from Green Bay. Let me know how cool it would be to have this book, right, with your hometown right on it. It was really neat, actually. There was some, what I thought were chips on it. I was kind of disappointed, but when I got home and took it out, they weren't chips, they were folds. I was able to unfold them, and this book cleaned up right away. So I'm definitely going to bring this to my friend Jeff Newman at Comic Spa, have him give this a once-over, a clean, and a press, and I think this thing's going to look great.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? So I was really happy to get these books, guys. And, you know, a lot of times when we go to these shows and, you know, at flea markets, you kind of just settle for what you get, you know, like you look through, you try to get good deals. But this is a specific case. If you're going to go to a comic book convention, you should go to get books that you want to add to your collection. And we usually do flea markets and yard sales, but we do kind of fill our collection out every once in a while at a comic book store, at a convention. I hope you guys don't mind. So I'm pretty happy ultimately what I ended up with. Here's the crazy thing, guys. For everything here that we got, you know, having gone in there trying to buy a big book, just with trade alone, we got all of these comic books a little over $100. So we got basically like $400 worth of sticker price comic books for a little over $100. I think we did pretty good. So in the spirit of the channel, Lunch Money Comics, I think we got some pretty frugal deals. What do you think, pal?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree too. Awesome job. All right, so that's it, guys. Let us know down in the comments if you enjoy these comic book conventions. We have several more coming up over this fall and winter. And did you have a fun time, Jack?
Of course.
I had a really, really fun time. So there you go, guys. Until next time.
Keep on hunting for comic books.
We hope you find them in strange and unusual places.
Thanks for watching.
Stop it.